Next, so you can flip that open, put that inside of the its hole, and you're gonna turn it accordingly. There's instructions there, read them. So you use the lug nut remover on this one as well as a crank, and you crank it one way or the other, whichever way you're going with it. And after you crank it, the cable will drop down and your tire will be hanging from it. I'm actually putting the tire back on it. So you just turn that little side thingy into that hole and crank it back up. I'll show you. Just slide the spare tire down underneath the car, like so, with the front part facing down. Slide that little dealie inside there. When you pick the tire up, it'll fall in there. And then crank it back up. When you're putting the spare tire away, you might need to stop halfway and get it lined up in its hole so it's straight before cranking it the rest. Now we're going to take the tire we're putting on it and we're going to put it back on. It's easier to sit on the ground on your butt with both legs up underneath the car and put the tire in your lap and then lift it up with both hands. It's the easiest way to get it up there. Basically like this. So I picked it up and set it up in there so that the lugs are in their holes there. And now we're gonna finger tighten all of these lug nuts and get all of them started so that they're all on straight. Alright, now that they're all on there finger tight, we're gonna go with the wrench. And it's still off the ground, mind you, so the tire might spin a little bit, but we're not gonna torque them up. We're just gonna tighten them. And we're gonna tighten them in a star formation, meaning, start here and go like that. And that's gonna keep the tire centered. If you go around in a circle, it could cause it to go on crooked and the tire will wobble. Now that they're all snugged up, we're gonna lower the jack, drop the wheel back on the ground before we tighten them up the rest of the way. Alright, we lowered it back down. The jack is loose. Actually, I can pull it out. Almost. There we go. And now we're going to tighten those lug nuts. Don't forget star pattern. Start with the one, move over, crossing over, and do them all. We're going to do it opposite of how we took them off. We're going to put these bad boys on there. We're going to tighten it by hand. And then we're going to stand on the end of it. And we're going to kind of do a little bounce and get those things tight as can be. Do it for all of them. There's a little side note. I say stand and kind of hop. You don't want to jump and you certainly don't want to kick it. Because when you kick them, it's not going to do it now, but that can happen. It can come up and hit you in the shin, damage your car, do all sorts of stuff. Alright. Now they're all tight. So last thing to do is pick up all your stuff, put them back in their little bags, and back into the car where you found it. And that's it. That's changing tire in a nutshell.